should don't want to see my face.
Yes, they do, Corey.
I don't want them to see my face either.
Okay.
Although I might have broke the fourth wall in the last time.
That's
Anyway.
okay. Hey, welcome everybody.
By the way, welcome.
Welcome everybody. Oh, hey. Thanks for joining. Welcome. Come on in.
Come on in, stay a while.
Stay a while. I think this is episode... we gotta stop.
14?
13, 14. And it's... Who cares? Who cares? It's The Revenant, a 2015 movie by Mexican director Alejandro Iñárritu.
You didn't look it up like
I did look it
You
up.
looked up the spelling of it, but you didn't look up the pronunciation of it.
I think
there's
you
going
said
to be
it.
interviews, there's going to be award shows, something where somebody says his name and you can get the pronunciation right.
Iñárritu.
Iñárritu.
Iñárritu. Iñárritu.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So he's great. He actually directed Birdman, which is another movie that I really like. And it's funny because I was watching The Revenant, going, I want to see Birdman, and I looked up and they happen to have the same director. And I was like, oh, okay, that's probably why.
Yeah.
I got the vibes.
Got
from
a little
it.
bit inspired by similar styles.
Yep.
Although that's a really interesting thing that you can see styles be portrayed by people or by directors in movies that are so vastly different. One's New York City in a huge building with multiple floors, production. I guess not a huge skyscraper. I don't know really how
it's kind of like in a building.
Buildings that have like that.
I think it's Broadway.
4-story tall Broadway style.
Yeah.
What is that? A stage?
A theater. Yeah, like the
But
behind.
a theater's like in huge skyscrapers and they're just the bottom 4 floors and everything else is all corporate.
Yeah. There's kind of like little alleyways and the back rooms and the green room and what's interesting about that movie is that it's kind of shot all continuously, almost like it's one take.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that just stood out.
Transitions are very smooth, if there's any, or the very few that there are. It's very. It's hard for the audience to be able to see.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not transparent. Being like hard cut, transition scene while we watch them travel from their city to city type thing.
And that's something that I really appreciate about this director for The Revenant is the camera work with the way he's moving and walking or putting it on the track or whatever it is. The way he's moving the camera around and letting you really live in the scenes. I hate like shaky cam because shaky cam is like during. It's a trick. It's
dirty trick.
It's a dirty trick. Dirty trick. And most people think like for a TV show. I remember Lost, that TV show used to do this all the time. They'd have an action scene of people running. There'd just be shaky cam. You're not...
like, that was TV, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure they cut their budget a boatload just being able to do that.
But as I will always state, and as I've already stated, budget does not equal... Like, you could still be really creative on a very low budget.
Sure.
So, shaky cam is
not...
not...
of the production, or producers, for not getting directors and people who have the vision. Hey, keep it small.
Yeah.
Keep it small.
Small
but high impact.
Let's not do shaky cam. Let's actually just let's imply that the action of this scene occurred as opposed to actually showing it. Or let's do I mean there's creative ways to do it, but
and they will keep coming up with new ones too. We'll be like, whoa, 10 years later and we're still coming up with innovation. And you think technology for movies will level off?
I don't think so. I think because we're gonna get into
eventually. Will we all have VR headsets at home where we get into our thing and it comes down and we put our thing, little mics, so we can talk with the people watching the movie with us.
You gotta get closer to this.
Yeah, little mics for people to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to that point.
No, but VR, it's definitely gonna be. I mean, that's
sit back here, dude. I'm chilling.
Then people can't hear you. Your beautiful voice.
I'm chilling.
But it's like the way he worked the camera in here. It was beautiful opening scene.
I mean, yeah, you can tell by the opening scene of him starting in the brook or in the what is that called?
It's like a river swamp
area.
It's the campsite where they're collecting the pelts.
Right. Well, it's the first opening scene. It's not even where they're collecting the pelts. They're still on the hunt, shooting the buck.
Oh, right.
Remember?
Yeah, it was a brook. It was a river.
No, well, that's what I mean. But you usually don't have rivers with trees, so it's almost like a swamp. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see actual location where they shot that was. Was it on the bank of the Mississippi or somewhere along?
It's like
what riverbank was it? You know,
it was like Minnesota or Idaho or Wyoming, one of those, like
western
Northwest
cities of that time period. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the French were there too, so I'm not sure which state this took place in, but it was kind of the Wild West in snow.
How interesting! It's never said, right? We just have to assume that.
I'm not sure it's said. I mean, there's
You're saying now that the French was there, and the French were usually in Canada.
But then again, French Canadians, yeah, they were like, so it might have been taking place in Canada.
Maybe they were just on a visa and hunting.
I don't think there were visas or anything at this time.
Honey Indians on the reservation or something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You didn't do that.
I don't know the background of what year this was or which state this was.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
you get
we get the feel.
They're trying to. I don't think he wants to be specific about it anyway. But like while he's recording them, the movie literally starts off with like the shot of just the trees and the water, and you just get. It's not one of those movies where like done. All right, it's starting now. It's kind of like.
Oh, it's
Here
slow.
We go. Very methodical. You know this is going to be drawn out.
Yeah.
You hear the footsteps start, and then it gets right into it. Now you
and
have an Indian
landscapes.
fight. Yeah.
Like he shows landscapes. He shows trees. Shows just hunters like kind of quietly moving.
Right.
Actually, something interesting I picked up on was that they showed Leo, from his character Hugh Glass is the main character's name, silently sort of walking, and then the next person who comes in is his son, who's kind of loud, like trampling, because his son is inexperienced, and his son is half Indian. His son his family, I guess his wife was killed, who was an Indian Native American woman, and so his son, even though being half Indian, is just not trained to hunt like his father has,
right.
And so he just
Pawnee, I think, right? Pawnee.
I think it was Pawnee Indians, and they speak the same language, kind of all the Native Americans throughout this entire film, and Hugh Glass can speak, obviously. Right. So,
yeah. I mean, he was in a village. I guess his background is that he was in a village, and then he went somewhere, and
it
got
flashbacks.
Ransacked. Yeah, he got ransacked, and he came back, and then there's accusations by the different characters that's his like bad side, is that he killed a captain of the army, and he's like, no. He was about to kill my son. Like, I saved my son. That's my...
He's a very tragic character. Yeah. I say this a lot in past episodes, but it's because I'm kind of tuned.
Characters.
I kind of like it because you see the sadness, and then they kind of move on with it. So it
you have an appreciation for
makes
their
a
ability.
depth for the character.
Yeah, you have an appreciation for the ability to get beyond whatever
tragedy
happened to them. Yeah,
and it makes it that much more sad that his son is killed in the movie. When he's like
paralyzed,
he's essentially injured and
has the inability to be able to protect him like he has been in the past.
Yeah,
and there's that constant kind of line, or what's it called when you use like the same kind of. It wasn't like a line that was specifically used, but it kept flashing back to the scene of him like holding his son and bringing him back after he got burned.
Kind of symbols throughout the movie. Is that sort of?
What's his name? Hawk. Hawk has like burn marks.
Hawk is the son?
Yeah. You see him like when Leo is in the camp holding him, resuscitating him, you see the burns on his, and then when he's an adult you see the scars left on his face.
Yeah.
But it flashes always back to the words that he was saying as he was like, I'm here to protect you, blah blah blah.
Something about like that's kind of his mantra that he sort of says in the Native American language, that like a tree looks not sturdy because when the wind blows, its branches look as if it's going to fall, but it's the base, the trunk of the tree that keeps it. Look how sturdy it is, and that's his mantra. He keeps saying to himself as he's trying to survive through the wilderness, through the bear attack, through just all this shit that happens, and then at the very end, like getting revenge, and that's kind of the story of our character, is survival into revenge, which is...
You think he dies?
I don't think our main character dies at the end. Okay. I mean, it was kind of ambiguous whether he sort of... We're jumping straight to the end, but as always, if you guys should have already seen this or go watch it, like, we're not... What are we doing here?
We need to have our intro be like, all right, this is the movie we're doing.
No, dude.
This is what we're going to talk about.
It's just...
Disclaimer for anyone who's new. go fucking watch the movie and then come back.
It's
Or
kind of
listen
implied.
to us if you don't want to watch the movie, and then maybe we'll inspire you to do it.
Look, I'm
we just
thinking.
have to say it every
I'm
episode.
thinking just from a consumer behavior like standpoint. Like,
You don't know consumers' behavior.
sure, I can guess it.
Sure.
And so my guess is you're seeing an hour. I don't know how long it's gonna be. This is in real time. It's
30
gonna be
minutes. I got an appointment.
30 minutes. I gotta go. I gotta run. You just get dressed like a business suit, walk out the briefcase. You're not going anywhere. It's Saturday night, Corey.
You're just like, what? Okay, I guess I'll end it. I get undressed and go back to what I
No,
want to
but
do.
it's like an hour and a half long, 2 hours long, typically for our podcast. It's over. We have a history of
Let
other
us know if
movies.
that's too long, boys.
Now, we could shorten it,
Well,
but
you want to...
I want to do.
shorten it because you keep coming with clips on the YouTube. You're like, hey,
No,
check out our
I
old
think
pod.
clips are good because I don't expect anyone to first time click on our channel and watch our video all the way through. They will if they're interested, but clips kind of bring people in on this is what you're getting from us. It's almost like, oh, I can consume 3 minutes of these guys. Oh, I like them. Let me watch the whole thing. That's sort of...
You're trying to get it down to 3 minutes for your clips.
Clips can be 3 to 10 minutes. I mean, whatever. What do you like to watch? I like long form content. I mean, I could watch people talk if I like the person. I think what we're selling to people is our love of movies, but then also you and me just interacting together, like our
Yeah, they love
friendship.
me.
And it's probably
I see all the comments and I
Oh,
hide
yeah.
them so you can't see them.
Yeah,
I don't want to hurt your.
thanks,
your
dude.
pride.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think if you're watching an hour and a half long video, a podcast or show, or whatever this is, on a movie, like
Whatever
you
this
know
is.
that there's gonna be spoilers. Like you're not, like. So that's might be something that.
All right.
Yeah. You know what's we should explain to people. I kind of do the editing and the producing of it, cause.
Shh, don't tell them.
Well, no, I'm
I
just
do all the work.
no. You definitely are 50-50
I tell everyone
contributor.
I'm the comedic relief.
You kind of are. Like, we need that, goddammit. If it was just me on this. Jesus. Someone out there finds me interesting. Or they don't. That's
Jolie's the only viewer of all of you. Oh,
She doesn't watch it.
Michael, yay!
She doesn't even watch it. She goes, oh, it's too long. One day we'll look back. Even if it's just me and you on something we did, we'll look back and be happy with having these uploaded to YouTube.
I always bring a smile to my face. Like our jokes.
It's capturing real time too, like stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
We're gonna forget about, but
Right.
now we're capturing something on.
I hope that YouTube doesn't, or I hope that social media doesn't trend in that direction of only give me the quality and cut out the,
Context or the
just like the, how they do videos nowadays, like cut,
Yeah.
and it's just like back to back to back to back to back of
Yeah.
no quote dead space or a little bit of lull in your thought or you trying to put something together and you just cut that shit out and you just like bang 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 bang.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's just, like, how
authenticity.
everything is.
It's so I think that's what people kind of like. I mean, at least that's what I like. I mean, you're in our apartment. This is my room. I sleep right.
We're letting you in here.
Yeah, we're letting you in. I
God
sleep
damn
right
it, you better
there.
respect the space.
Yeah, I. This is where I play games. I edit stuff. I draw.
Masturbate.
Oh Jesus! Don't even go. Too far. Too far in. Go away.
It's okay. It was beeped in both.
It was beeped. Right. And I mean, this is where we live. I mean, you and I live together.
I don't live in this room. I live in.
You live in that room. Yeah, we don't. We huddle up at night. No, but it's capturing a time. I mean, we're not going to live together forever, and we're going to go our separate ways, and
Probably not be friends in a couple of years.
well, things happen, but we're capturing what we have now, and that's authentic. That's I mean,
It's definitely
we're bringing our friends over.
It's definitely a pro in the list of pros and cons of our show project.
With
Just gonna
what?
call it a project, the Kuhlman project.
Well, I put up an intro that says Kuhlman Productions.
Oh, production
at the beginning
well,
of
that's
them.
the company name, but we're doing interviews. We're doing shit talking.
Is that okay, by the
we're
way?
doing-
Just on camera, I've already asked you this off camera, but is it okay that I put Kuhlman Productions, even though this is you and me both doing this show? Because I'm doing other stuff with other people and some solo stuff on the
doesn't
channel.
hurt my feelings. That
You're-
much.
This is both
Just-
of us,
just
though.
a little bit.
Well, how can I make that up to you? Or, I mean,
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. All right. Off camera, behind the scenes. We'll record that too.
Oh no!
It's funny because it's like I consider you one day to be like a producer of something we're gonna be doing.
Too much responsibility.
But if it's a work of passion, then
Sure.
how much, I don't expect you to like
I wonder what movie it would take for me
meet
to
with animators or editors or anything, but
I always view myself in like meeting those types of people, but the first person I meet, like, cool, that's fine, get
Alright,
on.
yeah, cool. Just no business
Price
sense. Like
point's good. I don't see any problem. Anyone else? All right.
one day,
Welcome aboard.
I envision like if we ever get some viewers or leverage with.
We have some viewers.
We do, but if we can grow that to be consistently, like people like what we're doing,
Yeah.
then I see no reason why we can't just like get like pay artists to make interesting content. This is like a 5-10 year plan. I mean, this is I'm getting
Don't spoil it, dude.
Well, it'd be cool
You're
if
gonna
I
give
could
away
look.
all your good ideas.
That's fine. I like to talk about it because you can look back and as an archive, hey, I was saying that stuff 4 years ago and now I'm doing it years
Or now
later.
someone else is doing it and making all the money from it.
No, the internet is not about competition. It's not about like what we're doing talking about movies. There's 100 other channels doing it. You could have been watching.
No, there's not. There's only one.
No.
Don't tell them about anyone else, dude.
Okay.
We're the only channel that talks
All
about
right, I'll
movies.
keep it a little bit more internal. But
Gotta make us sound special, not just chaff like the rest of them.
yeah, I've got more of a plan to all this,
Okay.
and I like what we've done already on the few episodes that we've done.
Except you want me to talk louder. I forgot. I have to
You have to
project a
enunciate.
little bit more. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, we can always talk more about that or talk about the actual movie.
Yellow
The
is perfect.
Yellow.
Yeah, the yellow bar. That's what I'm watching the whole time I'm talking, so you can make sure that it gets the yellow when I talk.
You just are a little bit quieter, and I'm a little bit more of a loudspeaker.
That's because I like to move when I talk, so it's always coming in and coming out. Anyway, The Revenant.
The Revenant. This is one of my favorite movies. I'm glad that we were able to watch it, and
Me too.
watching it the second time. I've only ever seen this movie once in theaters. You and I both went to go see it in theaters at Winter Park Cinemas, the one on
Aloma.
Aloma.
What is it called? You can sit down.
I don't know.
Aloma?
But
Aloma?
I remember we got cut off from drinking beer. We kept ordering them. And
Sorry, the movie's gonna end in 30 minutes. You can't. What? We only had 2 each. What are you talking about?
we had pictures, and
We probably looked like
she
young
told us
kids.
no.
Yeah. We had 2 pictures?
we might have had 3 pictures.
No. I think we had 1 pitcher, 2 glasses each, and they said we couldn't order anymore because we ordered it too late or something.
I just remember going
too late
like,
before the movie ended.
I'm not drunk yet. Like, I'll be good. Like,
Don't tell me how to consume my alcohol. This is
Yeah.
legal.
yeah. But they probably have some sort of. I think she just made it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just wanted to.
We weren't rowdy or anything, but.
Well,
Yeah.
there was like us and maybe 2 or 3 other groups.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
2 people.
That was a small theater.
Yeah.
This is definitely a theater movie. You know, it's not worth saying that now because it's not in theaters, but
Yeah, you can go watch it in theaters.
you want a dark
Home
lit
theaters.
home theaters. We got a pretty good setup in our room. One of these days we'll take a picture and
Give
do
them a tour.
give them an apartment tour.
Nah.
Too much. Get the fuck out of my life. But I mean, we got a pretty good setup. Nice big 54-inch TV screen, low, like it's dark out, and we can make it pretty. Like the sound is good, comfortable couch. We're good.
I don't think that sounds that good.
The sound could be better.
TV speakers are never going to be give you the full experience.
Okay,
You know,
that's fair enough.
like if you watch a big action scene or something like the Avengers or even this one, it'd still be good to have like that bass and maybe some surround sound on the right side so you can hear kind of when
I wanna
you
get
know,
surround
you hear,
sound
like
one
some
day.
footsteps and stuff like that. There's
Yeah.
just like that added aspect. It's not 4D, but
I probably won't pimp out the movie watching experience at this apartment, but the next apartment that we move into, maybe in October, like, dude, I want to get surround sound. I want to set this up and make this a thing. And
an actual theater.
Yeah.
With 3 seats in case Julie wants to join us.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. She loves watching movies. I got her into. She was not that big into movies, and I got her into. Yeah, watching movies. Good. All right. Good. I'm glad you practice some restraint. It's so funny that, just to let everyone know, I'm trying to keep Corey, like, we're pretty much like this off camera too, but we gotta, like, keep it a little bit family friendly, at least a little bit. Like,
it's not family friendly. I just gotta restrain myself. The verbiage I use in normal life is not.
Yeah, you and I don't give
care for
a
the
shit
internet.
about. Yeah, we don't care about anything like outside of this, but on camera, it's
Well,
like
that makes me hot just thinking about it. Woo! I watched the clip, by the way, of you fucking censoring my titties.
That's a total
What
joke.
a fucking censor of it. So just for everyone else, there you go, guys. Now you gotta do it for this.
I'm not gonna. If they kick us off, I'll reassess. But
It's okay. I'm not worried about this audience.
do you know
They
that we
watch
got
this movie? If they can watch someone climb in a fucking dead horse, they can watch some man titties.
climbing a dead horse? Oh, I mean, if they could watch the movie, they can watch us. Yeah, we're not. Dude, I put that clip from Hateful Eight, the one with the guitar smashing scene in our episode about Hateful Eight, and they banned it in Austria and Germany. So, if you're in those countries, you can't watch the video; it's blocked.
That clip or
No,
our video?
Our video. And unless I go and remove that scene, which I don't want to, I want it in there. I just recorded the screen off Netflix. Like, I played the video, recorded it, and just put it in our video. And it was like
How long was the scene?
less than 30 seconds.
Okay. Like, started off with her playing it, and then he came over and interrupted her,
And she's like, no, and boom, and then her reaction, her genuine, like, as we were talking about it. So, but
why would you do that?
yeah.
What's wrong with you, John?
No, they clipped it. They clipped it pretty quick.
Yeah, the only thing I guess we should have gone back and I want to go back and watch that just to see, like, because you brought it up, but the scene had already passed and it was moved on, and we looked at each other and we're like, oh, you remember that little tidbit information we learned?
Yeah.
But I don't remember specifically what her face was like. And then
Well,
they cut.
if you want to, you can go. Unless you're in Austria, you can go back and watch it.
Austria or where?
Austria or Germany.
That's okay. They don't speak English.
They don't speak English. They're not watching us. Any German fans out there?
We're sorry.
Sorry. I love you.
Subscribe. It's on the Patreon.
Yeah, I gotta set that all up. But anyway, so it's one of my favorite movies, The Revenant, and rewatching it the second time, I'll tell you, not to be negative on it, but this was one of the downsides, is that it's a very slow movie, and you and I watched it on a weekday, started at 10:30 p.m. Like, it's kind of like, all right, I kind of already know what's gonna happen. Let's get it going. It's 2.5 hours long, but it's a beautiful movie. But I was like, okay, the first time I watched it was the most impactful, and I thought it was an awesome movie, and I still think it's an awesome movie. I would give it a 5 out of 5. What you said?
That's why when you were like, do we want to do a little bit prep before this video? There's not much to say that hasn't been said. If you've seen this movie before, you know that it's a long, drawn out, deliberate journey and adventure of what happens to Glass.
Yeah.
And
it's nothing crazy. It's not like a twist ending
but it's not like, there's not going to be anything hidden.
Mm-mm.
There's no like references that are going to be made. There's not going to be Easter eggs. There's not going to be something to going back and looking at again besides.
Not like Inception. Yeah.
Unless you have an appreciation for that type of deliberate movie and grade A performance from an award-winning now actor.
Yeah, you got the Academy Award for this. Yeah,
a nominated supporting actor.
Tom Hardy. Yeah,
and great other supporting actors as well, and high production value. He got a budget of $60 million.
So 60, right?
$60 million originally from Fox, I think. Yeah, because remember it started off and I started singing the jingle. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't remember that. So yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and so $60 million is budget.
Yep. And then at the end of it, they had got already to $133 million.
He went way over budget. Yeah.
One day he was like, I want to shoot this in chronological order. It'll cost $7 million extra. And they're like, nope. So we couldn't do it like that. And he ended up going over budget anyway. But they made $500 million back. So
Yeah. Yeah, so this movie was a smash hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it got, obviously, nominated, awards, recognized.
500 a smash hit?
$500 million? Yeah, it was return on investment.
Sure. That's a smash? Because that's like a
I don't know.
category. It could go from blockbuster to smash to greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not like Marvel.
How much did
Endgame.
Avengers? Yeah, how much did Avengers make?
$1 billion.
$1 billion?
I mean, I'm guessing, probably.
And it beat Avatar before that? And Avatar had like 800.
So it wasn't Titanic the
Third.
Titanic now is the third, but at the time it was like the most movie. It broke records in 1998. But then what was the next movie after that? Was it
Avatar,
which is the same director, James Cameron, and then what beat
what
that?
a rich guy.
Ooh.
He's
Studios love him.
drowning in it.
Yeah.
He literally, like, some people are like, I have too much money, I don't know. He literally walks in his house and I can't breathe, there's too much money.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Remember the old videos of Scrooge and DuckTales and stuff?
Yeah.
And you remember Scrooge diving into his fucking
And his
vault?
gold, yeah. Yeah.
He's
I
just
remember that.
swimming around it.
Yeah. That's
As
James
a kid,
Cameron.
As a kid, I was just like, I want a little bit of that. Just
Yeah.
give me a little.
Yeah, but your actions don't match your ambition.
No, I just want him to give it to me. I don't
You
want
you don't want to
wanna
earn it.
Right,
Got it.
right.
Okay. Well, with that pretty face, you could probably do it.
Probably.
Someone will come along and
That's my goal in life.
dude, you get so many opportunities just by being nice to people that like
No one has any business.
yeah, like you were looking for a job a couple months ago and you just like found it. Like really, I was like, how did you get one so quick? Like, I don't know. I just kind of talked to
Yeah,
someone.
I start on Monday. What?
And you're like best friends with everybody there.
My first day was like, hey, yeah, I'm a coworker now. Hey, oh, I know you. And
Yeah.
they had to tell multiple people to like not distract me. Within my first week, it was like, hey, let him do his thing. They didn't come tell me though. They didn't come tell me to like, hey, you gotta make sure you focus a little bit more. It's like talking to other people. Hey, you know better. Get back to task.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
But that's the only negative thing. That's not even a negative. It's just like
What was the negative?
Just that it's kind of on the second,
slow? I can't believe
third,
you're saying that.
fourth rewatch. See, I actually like that about it.
So why do you think it's a negative then?
Because I just sort of recognize that the rewatchability of Hateful Eight, like I could sit down and watch Hateful Eight over again and love it, and I probably would like it almost like increasingly each time I watch it. I just love Tarantino movies in that way. Inception, I definitely got something out of watching it again, third or fourth time. And a fast movie with visuals, it's more interesting. But The Revenant, the first time you watch it, it's probably good enough. You probably get everything you want out of the first time if you pay attention, and it's not a movie I could watch over and over and over again.
Is there a theater that shows old movies? Not old movies, like as in, 80s and 70s, but shows old, good
In the theater setting?
movies in a theater setting.
I'm sure there is.
Sure, in LA.
In LA, there's tons
in
of
New
them.
York, but
Maybe, yeah.
why isn't there a bigger?
There probably just isn't an audience draw for it.
Really?
I mean,
Like if
Probably.
you threw something that came out, like Matrix, throw it on the big screen again. 20 years later,
that'd be an event.
you can make all of them an event. Hey, we're gonna be doing this for once a night for 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, we're gonna do another big blockbuster, awesome movie in the movie setting again, like that Aloma thing where you can get food and come and it's a little bit more fun. You don't have to be the like timid. Well, not. I guess this is more my perspective. I
Yeah.
have to be a little bit more timid and quiet and like anticipatory of the new movie that I've never seen before in a theater setting.
It's kind of an investment to go watch new movies. Like,
Yeah.
for example, I went last night to go with Jolie to go watch Birds of Prey. It's a new movie that's out. That's the Harley Quinn movie.
Oh, okay.
So this is a sequel, you could say, to Suicide Squad. And we paid.
That's what the movie is called. Birds of Prey. And
Birds
it's
of
about
Prey.
Harley Quinn. Like legitimate Joker sidekick.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a Harley Quinn movie
Okay.
with Margot Robbie.
about in the DC universe? Does it come
in
out
the
with
DC universe, but I'm hesitant to spoil. You know what? Can I just say spoilers because the movie is. Well,
Tell them. Don't tell me.
Well, then I won't tell you much about it. Can I give you my review, my 0 through 5 on it?
Sure.
Or
Sure.
awful. This movie fucking blows. 1 out of 5. And I came in optimistic.
Yeah.
I like DC.
Did you watch the trailer at all?
Nope, no trailers,
So
nothing.
No info to go on besides showing up to the theater and be like, oh, let's pick Birds of Prey.
We both knew that the movie was coming out. We knew it was Harley Quinn. I like Margot Robbie. I think she's an excellent actress. Hot, so hot. She's
on my top 10. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, she's.
He said not to be my phone, but I'm gonna go look at my top. This is worth it.
This is worth Margot Robbie, great actress too. She's just such a cool person on screen. Except in this movie, she sucked.
Oh no.
Oh, awful performance. It must be the direction that they wanted her to go into because she was good in Suicide Squad. I mean, everyone loves Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad.
Right.
Like she was a badass, looked hot, crazy, very she was on movie posters and she kind of was in the there was Reddit threads about her. There was, cool character.
Right.
So how do they screw it up?
I'm sure that's why they even got the green light to make
So it's female writer of the movie. I don't remember her name, Elizabeth something. Female director, I think it was Kathy Yan was her name. I've never heard of her. And then all-female cast, which is great if it's a good movie. It just sucked. The directing sucked. The action sucked. And I was let down. But the point I was going with that is we paid $30 to go out on a Friday night. We got some dinner. We walked around. We sat in the theater. We're looking forward to a good night. And the movie kind of sucked. And it's that's an investment that...
It's like going to see fireworks and there's the grand finale is shit. It's
you're wasting your time.
Literally 100 better than the...
And so if you're going to go to a theater to watch an old movie, at least when you know that it's a good movie, good experience. And I think that's what you were sort of saying with investing your time into... And it's expensive to go see a movie now.
And it's also 20 years old. How many kids do you think nowadays know of The Matrix? May have watched it when they're younger. As a 20-year-old, as a 15-year-old, 10-year-old, it's still just as a profound movie as when I was 10.
Yeah.
I think.
No.
It's not
The Matrix is still impactful to the culture now.
Right.
If you
the
had
technology
in the theater,
and the ability of the...
It holds up.
It may not be as good as some of the stuff that's coming out now, Homecoming.
Effects-wise.
Right. People are Homecoming was amazing. Far From Home. Far From Home was amazing, dude. Check out these special effects. I still like The Matrix more.
Yeah, The Matrix is a better movie.
Yeah.
I think you're exactly right. That a theater that kind of does that is the Enzian.
Yeah, but they do cult classics.
They'll have
pre-90s movies.
Yeah, they do. It's a movie theater that's sort of an art house movie theater. They have one screen.
Oh, it's an art house movie for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of a restaurant bar. It was actually in the neighborhood I used to live in, and it was just at the front entrance, and then behind is all the houses. And so you go there and hang out, and they have week-long program, summer camp for kids that are aspiring movie directors, and they'll have expensive camera equipment, and they'll teach kids how to direct scenes, and they'll make mini movies, and that's kind of cool. And I like all that.
I have the mind of a
you probably
child.
fit in, yeah. You have this. You able to make jokes with them.
Come on, Timmy, let's go do it.
No one's named Timmy in 2020, dude. No one.
Dude, that's namesist.
Namesist. But yeah, they show modern movies that they showed Uncut Gems for a couple weeks. They showed Lady Bird. That was kind of sort of like indie films that are the biggest indie films. They'll show those. You can show up and see the foreign language short films that are nominated for Academy Awards. So one time I sat in the theater for 2 hours and they played just short films that were 20 minutes long.
Yeah. I was there with that.
Oh, did we go?
Yeah.
We go to a lot of movies together.
I would hope so.
Not recently, but...
there hasn't been too many good things that came out recently. I guess you just didn't have a chance to watch The Joker when I was able to. So
yeah, we didn't line up with that one.
Or maybe you said you were going to go see it with Jolie and... I was going with other
I did
friends.
I did go see it with Jolie. You saw it before me.
Did I see it with my family?
I don't remember who. I think you went to go see it with friends, but I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But we have certain memories of, like, from the year 2013 to 2018. You and I went to go see a lot of movies together. Less so now you and I are watching lots of movies together for this show, which I enjoy. Sometimes the fun is, like, setting a movie, say we're going to watch that, we're going to reminisce on it, and then just getting on mic and talking about it. It's like, it doesn't feel like work, and yet we get to produce something for the people out there.
I'll let them know that there's always that pre-jitters,
Yeah.
butterflies in your stomach before show, but like most experiences in life, as long as you can just make the jump, get in the water, it warms up, skydive, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard work will pay off.
We hope to
Get
deliver a
get
good
over the
product.
hump of, like, not wanting to. Just do it.
Yeah. It's easier if we don't make a show like this. But the things I want out
In
of
10
life...
years, we'll look back and be like, oh, we should have. In 10
Yeah.
years now, we can look back and be like, it failed.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah. I've been doing lots of sketching. And I'm
You didn't catch that,
such... Well, no.
did you? I said it failed. In 10 years, we're going to be famous. What are you talking about? Come on.
Yeah. Get on it.
Quicker, Mike.
But
That's how you know.
It's just like, I'm such a shit artist, but I enjoy looking at other people's art, and I'm like, what if I could just make my own art in whatever way that I like it? And it's just a practice. You got to be bad. And so you and me filming, I don't know if we're bad. We have good chemistry, I think. That's what the few people that, with the 26 views that we have on other videos, that's what people
Total.
appreciate. Yeah. No, we have a couple videos that reach up there to...
We should have a count. We should have days. Most workplaces, days since last accident. We can have our total views of videos just in the background of whatever we're recording.
But it's more than zero, and it's more than if we didn't do it. And
Most of them are me, but that's okay.
that's whatever. Whatever.
All my fake accounts that I made. All right, we'll give a view to my
Yeah.
own.
Subscribe. Like 14. Corey 1, Corey 2, Corey 3.
I want to be so obvious, dude.
Nah.
Huge. Never mind.
Huge dingus or something.
Another filter. All right, moving on from that point.
But the movie itself, I think when we first started to do this, we started to, like, go through the entire movie with Midsummer. We went almost scene by scene throughout the entire movie. We realized
That wouldn't take this long in this movie.
it wouldn't.
like-
We'd be missing out on...
Indian attack. Trek through the California-looking jungle. Forest.
Okay. Bear attack?
Bear attack. Trek back to...
Well, saving Glass and then trying to bring him along
Oh, that's true. And then
abandoning
Fitzgerald
him.
killing his son.
Yep.
Burning him almost half alive. Him waking up, and then there's like 3 points as he gets back to civilization.
Yeah, and then Glass surviving and recovering a little bit, catching food,
Little by little.
escaping from more Indians, finding a church, like an abandoned church.
That wasn't real.
Oh, that might have been
Oh, was
a
it?
memory. I don't know. And then
Was it real where he's hugging that tree? Because that...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was kind of
It's
kind of
funny
trippy.
because
He
he's
was going
actually
in
a
and
tree
out.
hugger in real life.
He is.
Love you, Leo.
Love you, Leo. And then
It's actually a good thing to be a tree hugger now.
depending on who you ask, if you ask us, yeah. I registered as a Democrat a couple days ago so we could vote in 2020. I'm now registered as a Republican, a Libertarian, and a Democrat. Somewhere out there.
I've been a Democrat. I was a Democrat in Tennessee and a Democrat here.
Yeah, I was in...
Last year you were...
I was registered as a
Or
Libertarian at
4
one
years
point.
ago you were registered as a Libertarian and
Yeah,
you still
but-
voted for Clinton, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I have only voted Democrat in my life.
Okay.
I tend to lean that way, even though they're silly. Even though as a party, they kind of suck. And you can't even call yourself a Democrat. I would consider myself liberal, but it's not like I'm not in DC. I'm not part of the Democrat Party. Like, I have no
Democrat
party
is this
affiliation.
Huge thing that's really slow to move and really way behind on times, whereas we're 30-something-year-olds living in modern life with social media and society around us. That
I don't think about politics.
Yeah,
I think about like
individual things that impact you, other things that don't impact. Leave that to the people that it impacts. Just let them deal with it.
The problem is, then you do that, and they screw all these things up and send us to war. And
well, no, I'm talking about people who have issues like issues that don't necessarily affect us in any of our like we're not gonna have children ourselves. We're not gonna have babies.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be talking about abortion. Leave that to
women.
Yeah, let them do it.
If you want to talk about like you and me talking about abortion, we're just trying to project what we think about stuff. It doesn't actually affect
merely
anything.
our opinion, which almost holds no water because we never are going to experience it, and we don't have really any say in it, especially about anyone else's, much less maybe Jolie's future baby.
Yeah,
which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, she's sneaking into the conversation. When we have a kid, what? Wait, what? Huh? Like we were walking in a store the other day, and she's like, "Oh, look at this little baby outfit, it's so cute." And I was like, "Wait, I thought you don't want kids."
Light bulb.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm 27, young man.
Anyway, well, congratulations for joining the real party.
Yeah.
The Lord's Party.
I think that's the GOP. But then it's like, I think it's important to vote for your president, though.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't complain about the president.
You should vote as much as you can, as much as you're informed about. Don't just blanket vote because it's your party. Make sure if you're voting, be informed.
Mm-hmm.
So don't. But I would also
watch
say
a debate.
Like, don't vote if you're not informed. If you don't know who these people are or what they stand for locally, statewide or something. I mean, you don't know everything about them, but try to get as much information as you can before you just show up and vote, instead of, I don't pay attention to anything, I don't know who this is, but they have the big blue D and I'm gonna vote that one.
That's obviously. Obviously. I think our younger people don't care about party as much.
I would say there's a pretty large percentage of the population that just votes
straight down the line.
Yeah. And they don't take any time to figure out.
I don't vote that way.
I don't.
And I can only hope that other people don't, but
that's the assumption I'm making about modern Americans.
Most people aren't informed. Like,
I'm sometimes one of them until a week before elections. All right, gotta study.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway, what were we? How did we get on politics?
I don't know. We were talking about the Revenant, and then just finishing up a few of the, but then
we were just doing the breakdown. If
we
could.
He survives and gets chased by a couple people, saves an Indian girl,
gets saved by an Indian guy, eats some buffalo.
Oh, okay, eats a buffalo, and then he finds the French group that has the Powaka,
the Pawnee Indian prisoner.
Yeah, kind of the chief has
the chief's daughter, right? Is it the chief? He's like a chief. He looks like a chief, but I feel like sometimes
he's the leader of the tribe.
I don't necessarily think
he has that
so
energy.
I want to assume about that time period and kind of that tribe mentality is if one person in your tribe needs help doing something, everyone in the tribe is going to rally around you if you're persuasive enough or charismatic enough about it to get people to follow you, that you don't necessarily have to be the tribe leader in order to get people to help you.
Sure, he might just be an influential.
He just might be exactly. He just might be one of the oldest people. He have a little bit of pull, but he can just make a call and be like, "Will anyone help me rescue my prisoner?"
Yeah, and so that's why they invaded to steal the pelt, so they could trade, so they can. It really in efforts to find his daughter.
Right.
And Leo ends up helping to find the daughter, returning her to the tribe, and then he goes back to the fort, the base, and then gets his revenge on the guy who left him and killed his son. And that's pretty much the movie.
So the French guys that Leo found with Powaka, were the same guys, were the same French guys that the original chief traded the furs for the horses?
Yeah.
No, because he goes to those French people the first time. He's like, I need horses and guns to go find my daughter. But Powaka's not with them.
Yeah,
Because
you,
the Indian,
you bring up a good point. I don't...
Because the French guys said they went and took revenge on the village, the Indian village, for taking their horses. And that's why they got Powaka.
Yeah, you're right. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure the French people had Powaka, because that guy that was doing the trades ends up like raping the daughter, and then Leo kills him.
He doesn't kill him.
He puts a gun up, and then she turns around and stabs him.
She cuts his balls off.
And they show that just barely.
Yeah. He's just like this, and there's a bunch of blood in his pants. Because he already had his pants down.
Yeah. And then they steal a horse in GTFO.
Yeah. She runs away. He steals the horse.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know how she got away. They're all shooting at him.
But she gets back to her tribe.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the village, and Fitzgerald has been there the whole time, kind of chilling on the company time, and then runs away after he hears that Glass is back.
Yep.
And then Glass takes revenge.
Yep. What a badass revenge story.
Summarized in 10 sentences or less.
Yeah, and that's that's kind of the beats of the story, and then it's not about that. It's about the shots in between, the cinematography. It's about how Leo looks with his eyes and acts, and a lot of grunting and
it's
crawling
like
on the ground.
It's a long-winded book style. You know, when there's too much, almost. Well, okay, I shouldn't say too much. When someone is overly descriptive in a book about scenes and surroundings and describing the details of things that are not necessarily pertaining to the main character or the story or pushing it further, it's just literally, we're going to take a stop right here in this story of the book, and we're going to paint you a picture of what is around. And some people don't like reading that type of stuff. It's like, no, let's get to the next thing.
I think a general audience might find this movie slow and boring.
Right.
And you're just not... It's not meant for you if you think that. If you watch a movie to be entertained constantly, this is not the movie for you. This is for more like you and me, like movie buffs, that just, we appreciate a really well shot, just tight movie that is...
Quality over quantity.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of scenes, a lot of different cuts, a lot of different points in order to keep me interested. There's the subtlety here is kept me.
It lets you sink in, and it does it so many ways by just showing snow and rain and water like falling off of the trees.
I was eating noodles during the bear fight.
Yeah.
And then I remembered there was going to be a bear fight, and I was like, chopsticks, mid noodles in my mouth, and I just kind of froze while the fight was happening.
Like, this is amazing.
I finally like closed my mouth, and I remembered I had noodles, and I like put the bowl down for a second, like I watched the rest of the fight.
Dude, that fucking bear scene is so long.
It was longer than I remember it being.
Yeah.
I remember being like, holy shit.
I mean, this is like a fight. At the beginning, it shows him like he hears a rustle, and then the small little cubs, he sees them, and he kind of startled, and he looks at him, points a gun, and he sort of like looks behind him, and the camera's following behind him, and then all of a sudden the mama bear just charges him, and he gets pummeled and bitten on. It's so in Leo's face, like it's a very close.
I'd pay money
scene
to go watch the recording of that scene, because obviously it's not a real bear.
It's a CGI bear, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, and it's like CGI'd on top of his actions that are already being done. Was he a ragdoll? Was there someone else taking his place? Because it was funny. We were in the river. We were at the river scene.
Which river?
That's
scene?
not Leo. Oh, that's Leo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's not Leo.
Yeah.
That's Leo.
we were trying to spot when they used a stunt actor or they used actually him, because there was a couple scenes where he's in like rapids, and they show it, and it's clearly Leo.
Do we even know if there was a stunt used?
I'm sure there was stunt man used.
I read
I'm sure there was.
I quickly grazed over the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And a lot of the extras, a lot of the crew, and the actors complained about the conditions of the recording. They would go to remote locations. It'd spend 20% of the day getting there, and you need 20% of the day to get back.
Yeah.
So 40% of your day is lost before you even get to record that.
Sure. Yeah.
Because the conditions were so remote. And Leo was like, there was like 20 scenes specifically who point to the hardest movie he's ever had to film, whether he thinks he's gotten hypothermia or the things he was eating on set and all this stuff.
And this is
like
the hardest movie he's ever shot?
It's not even like an interview with the director or those actors to be like, tell us about the movie making process. It's just Wikipedia based.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it got a lot more intense.
They had to, I kept saying this too, like you have to choose the time of day. Like, we can only shoot when the sun is in this spot and almost sun, like, in between sunset.
All right, guys, the snow melted. See you next year.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to... And there were so many scenes where it was like the snow had to be untouched for much of the... And how do you shoot a scene? Because movie sets, everything gets jumbled and everything. I mean, like, there's lots of production crew. There's hundreds of people behind the camera getting things ready.
Well, I told you this during the movie. They send out scouts.
Yeah.
Like, someone last year went to Wyoming mountains, scouted out, all right, this is going to be a good shot. This is what I think. My best friend, it's like, if you wanted to shoot a movie, you would send me out.
Yeah.
To go scout some
remote location.
Some picturesque scenes and be like, this could be used. We could use this. If we're, this is the idea that we have filming. We've spent a year behind the scenes to develop kind of the storybook side of. Now we're in the process of, all right, what location are we going to shoot?
Yeah.
What specific areas can we use? And then when you show up to the site, you already know, like, all right, guys, the scene is over there about 20 yards.
Yeah.
No one fucking go over there until we're ready to go.
No one walk through. I don't want tracks in my shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting because you see it in other movies that don't take the time to pre-plan like that, because you'll see
it's tight shots.
Tracks. You'll see the tracks of the tires, and there's like 2 tracks in front of it, or the horse is walking along. It's like, no, this is the
second. This is the 4th take. Yeah. None of that here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if it was a whole movie of just single takes. I don't think so. They must have had some, but it was a very wide lens, and so just the movie itself takes in a whole lot. Like, the sides of the screen contain lots of information, and so if you're filming something like that, there are also lots of like turning around and showing everything, and that's very difficult to shoot, and they did it excellently here. I mean, the camera work was awesome. The cinematography, the way the shots looked, sun coming through the shots was perfect lighting.
To bring up the at one point, I think it's right after the bear attack.
Leo breathes out.
I think it was after the bear attack or very soon after. The camera gets real close to Leo's face just to bring.
It's tense, yeah.
The tenseness and just the rawness of like what just happened to him in whatever situation it was, and he breathes on the camera lens. So the lens that you're watching on the movie theater is kind of like fogged up, like you're in a car, and they sit on it for like 5 seconds, and then the transition is to it's a clean cut, but it's to a foggy screen as well. But this time it's clouds.
From the landscape.
It's a far off shot of like the mountain, and you got the sun behind it and the hills or the clouds rolling over this mountain, but it's foggy into
it's a great transition, from the intense up close to just gently moving you to the landscape, establishing shot.
It's not jarring to your vision either.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't like take you out. Like some transitions literally like, all right, we're not in that scene anymore. Now I remember where I am. I'm now a real person in a theater. Instead of this kind of scene, like, doesn't let you think that. Or prevents you from prevents you from falling into that kind of trap of like, I'm in a movie.
He keeps you he keeps your attention.
Keeps you engaged.
Just
without you noticing. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's transitioning a scene, it's pushing it forward, it's not very slow paced, and then you just get a cut and you just have that.
And I appreciate that subtle direction. Just guide me through this movie. The scenes that were intense were very intense. The fighting, the use of music was not overt, but it was there. Even like chase scenes at the very end it's 2 guys tired as shit trudging through the snow chasing after each other. They made that exciting. And if you look at the face of it, they could have had really flat shots of just 2 men chasing each other, and it wouldn't have been that exciting. But the way they filmed it with both of them in the scene,
the locations helped.
Oh yeah,
do that
Oh yeah.
even better when you have literal trees covered in snow. This is not a set. It's literally out in the hills and brooks of Wyoming, and the snow's about to melt in a couple weeks, and you just have this perfect set already. You don't have to forge something new in Los Angeles in order to capture that shot.
Yeah.
You literally just go out and
it would be easier to shoot this on a film set with green screen, and like the movie 300 does that, and it's kind of cool or whatever, but this is not stylized. Well, the style of the movie was very real. It was very
raw,
and very, you're out in nature, and
raw.
You could see Leo's like breath. They're struggling. I mean, it's cold as shit out there.
I mean, that's what he said. He's like, sometimes I felt like I had hypothermia just because I'm swimming in a fucking frozen lake.
Yeah.
Like,
actually
you see
there.
those GIFs and videos of like the Russians getting in their swimming pools in Russia? It's like, oh, that's fun. They must be used to that. Dude, Leo lives in LA. You think he just travels to Wyoming for fun? Let me get on the lake with full clothed leather and try and swim.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, he looked like he was suffering a lot.
I hope he got compensated.
He got an Academy Award for it. Okay, so he got compensated.
How much is that worth?
I don't know if that's worth any money, but the recognition. I mean, you go down in history.
It's worth work in the future.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He's never going to be without a job. Yeah. He gets to choose whichever movie he wants to go into.
I think he always has.
Probably. He's been there for a couple decades.
And he's chosen really good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Leo as an actor. I think he's awesome. So, like, the bear scene was just intense. Really, that was just an awesome... That's what the movie's kind of known for. It just goes on and on and on. Like, you think the fight's over,
it's a solid,
the bear goes away.
5 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
7 minutes?
Oh, yeah, it's a long time.
Of a bear fight that in real time probably would have lasted 30 seconds?
No. Yeah, no, but you say the bear fight might have, in real life, lasted 30 seconds. It might last 5 to 7 minutes in the way that they shot it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the bear comes over, sniffs him, he's kind of, like, trying to act dead. You could tell in his eyes he's, like, terrified. And then the bear, like, chomps on his shoulder. And then the special effects, or the practical effects, I should say, it looks like, I mean, bits of his muscle are kind of, like, flying out. Blood's kind of spurting. He's like, ah! He gets his gun. He's reaching for it. And he shoots the bear in the face. And then the bear charges him. And then finally gets the knife and starts stabbing the bear. And then they fall down. And the whole scene, they were going from left to right. And it just so well done. And it's such an intense fight. And we think he's dead for sure. But of course that's kind of the hook of the movie.
The bear falls on top of him. And you're like, well, I guess that was Leo's final battle of this movie. What else is the story going to be about? The first time you watch it,
Yeah, but everyone kind of knows. That's the hook of the movie, is this guy gets attacked by a bear and he survives it. But it still feels...
I wonder how much the trailer revealed about that.
A lot. I remember the trailers for this movie.
Was it the bear fight?
Yeah, they showed the bear fight. Like, they showed the bear jumping on him. Yeah, fucking trailers, dude. I hate trailers. Gotta have them. You want people to show up to your movie.
Yeah, for the sheep of the rest of the people. For the rest of you watching, yeah, you guys go watch.
Don't watch trailers. Just look up directors.
Go watch the trailer, because otherwise you won't be interested in movies.
No, just go watch.
All you sheep.
Be like us. Choose which movies. Oh, this is coming out. I don't want to know anything about it. I'm gonna go watch that movie. Or don't watch it and then watch it in Redbox. But don't get it ruined for you, because trailers have to give you more.
Do you have a source of information as far as what movies are coming out? Do you check regularly, or
no?
You're just like, sometimes you put your hands on the pulse and see what you hear.
It comes to you. It finds its way. Like, I know Christopher Nolan has a movie coming out called Tenet. I've seen trailers in that. Like, I was watching Birds of Prey, and a trailer came on. It was a quick teaser. I know I'm gonna go see it. You don't have to. I don't care who's in it. I don't care what it's about. I don't care about the story.
That's because you know Christopher
Nolan's going to deliver. Or Keanu Reeves doing John Wick. I knew I was going to watch John Wick. John Wick 4 is coming out. I'm going to go watch John Wick.
Did you watch John Wick 1 in theaters?
I didn't see 1 in theaters. No. But I knew I was going to watch it. And I saw 2 and 3 in theaters.
3 is on HBO, by the way.
I'll rewatch it. I've seen it 2 times, once recently.
Recently?
Yeah. In the past 3 months. Yeah. We should do a review on that one. No?
Bang, 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 bang. All right, cut.
Okay.
Just go. That's a movie that's not really gonna have too many talking.
That's one of the best action movies of all time.
Sure, but that's what we can say about it because that's how much we know about fucking action movies.
No, I know a lot about
And
action movies.
in general, like there's not much to be said.
What if we were muted? What if this thing...
How long? An hour, and we just
hour?
have
No, we're good.
no
We're
audio.
good. We're
You
good.
have
We're good.
Audacity on too.
Yeah, I got Audacity going. There we go.
Nice.
Yep.
Quick little midpoint check. Actually, we're probably gonna wrap this up here quick.
Yeah, we're not going to spend tons of more time.
We already took an hour of your time. We're so sorry. Get back to whatever. Get back to your lunch or to work after your lunch.
You want to say some notes?
Oh yeah, you said you used when you were pre-chat. You used lawless land.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I don't think it was lawless because you have the captain, you have the fort. What was lawless is the wild around.
Okay.
Everywhere else, and it's not something that's antiquated either, because nowadays you have land that is not populated, that is very remote. The same shit could go down. You'd have someone be trapped. You have no way to save them. Someone is responsible for them, and if they just leave them out there, modern day technology is not going to give you the advantages to be like, oh, they're alive, or
Yeah, but don't you
what
think
they said is false.
Don't you think the hunting party going out and like hunting stuff and collecting pelts and then having Indians ransack your
Oh, sure.
your camp, all that is kind of time.
The foreign invaders part, stuff like that, but I mean, I guess more specifically in regards to the story is, if someone gets injured out there and you're in a group, and you just happen to run into another, maybe locals that are out there very isolated as well.
Yeah.
If you're not welcome, they could kill you, and then your friends have to watch over you, and you're about to die, and your friends are just like,
You're right.
all right, well, we're gonna leave, and he died, but actually they abandoned him, and all these.
Yeah, but it's almost like that Hateful Eight frontier justice rules apply.
Right.
It's like, who's going to stay? Like, we got to abandon this guy and
Right.
leave him behind. And, it's kind of period dependent.
Yeah.
Like, it's only, their guns jam
Well, there's still
up and
frontier
they're-
justice in like rural areas, I feel like, too.
Okay.
So
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
don't assume that I try not to assume that all of modern day society is lawed.
Yeah, you're right. The law doesn't reach every aspect of society. Like, this could have
You
a
have
modern
police
day.
that are part of a city, and you
Yeah.
have police that are part of a small community, but you go farther and farther away from those types of hubs of population, the less people are caring about what you're doing,
Mhm.
and the less accountability you have as far as what actions what you're doing. Like,
You could still have a
how many
survival
missing persons-
story.
Yeah, exactly.
In today's, like, with a guy with a gun, hunter, with the tracking capabilities, who gets mauled and has to fight his way through and get a revenge on the guy who killed his son in the woods.
Yeah.
And then the Fitzgerald, which is played by Tom Hardy, the way he gets away with murder and he just kind of lies about it, and he gets away with it for most of the movie.
Gets paid for it.
Yeah, he gets paid exactly. Like, yeah.
It's kind of like CEOs.
CEOs, yeah. I don't think CEOs are that evil. In general, that's the business side of me. Their decisions affect thousands of people. I was gonna mention about motivations of each characters, like what motivates them. Should I go into that a little bit?
No.
Okay. The motivations of Glass is that it's to survive, obviously, and then to get revenge. And he has respect for the land. He also has respect for the natives. And so those two are kind of closely aligned, that obviously Native Americans treat the land, they have deep respect for the land, and they wouldn't go in and hunt animals to get their pelts, to bring them to a town or a city to sell the pelts. If they do that, that's out of necessity for the tribe. It's not because they don't respect people. And so there was a scene in one of the visions, flashbacks, where they had a stack of skulls of the I don't know what animal it was. Was it a moose or caribou?
Some kind of cattle, yeah.
Yeah, and so they were stacked up really high, and Leo was kind of looking at that, and to me that sort of says that that's almost like Western society, the European settlers that have no respect for the ecosystem, and they just want to kill stuff so they can collect it.
All success stands on the shoulders of those who have failed. Whether that's success in the money that you got or in the pelts that you got, you stand on the skulls of people who didn't get the pelts and the skulls and the animals themselves. Like that's the price that you pay. That's the trade-off. Is you get the reward, but there was a cost, and it may not be a cost to you. It's a cost to everyone around you.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is in total contradiction of how Native Americans like kept themselves in North America.
Yeah. Yeah, they have like they've lived in the land for centuries. They know the ecosystem. Yet you come in, like outside settlers come in and fuck everything up, and you know, it's very tragic story of what was done to the Native Americans, and it's a dark time in U.S. history. And so he is a single man trying to right some of those wrongs, and like he has a deep appreciation for nature and tracking. Like at one point he has a stick and he's all injured and everything. He just is tracking the moose going through the water, and you know, that's how he thinks. And so much of this is not given to us through dialogue. It's just through his actions that we can see his motivations.
Yeah,
and that's good acting and that's good directing.
What a cheat we got when we invented guns.
Yeah.
That was the ultimate cheat code for society.
You know that Native Americans kicked our ass, like European settlers came over. They kicked everybody's ass for like years, like decades, with bows and arrows because they could fire while being on horses. And then people it wasn't until European settlers invented like guns that you could reload quickly, like Gatling guns. Mm-hmm. Or stuff that you could fire, repeaters.
Repeater rifles.
Yeah, and then finally the tides turned and we started winning some wars against them. And it's like, you know, bows and arrows.
Technology saved us.
Yeah, or altered the course of history at least. Yeah. And so that's kind of diametrically...
We would be the ones on reservations.
Yeah. Or not even in America. They would have kicked us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been in my homeland in Spain. Life could have been so
España.
different.
You would have been smoking weed in Spain, living on the streets, being a musician or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
I was gonna disagree with you of some of those points, but I couldn't.
You would have done just fine. You would have done exactly how you are. And that's diametrically opposed to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is all about self-preservation. This is the bad guy. Survival. Very cynical. It's a tough world out there. Harsh. He has no respect for land or the culture. In fact, he's very racist against Indians, but it's kind of for good reason.
Yeah, because he got scalped himself.
He got scalped, and he has, you know... A good villain has reasoning behind why they think what they think. It's a good antagonist. A deeper character than just he's a bad guy.
Right.
And so, you know, did he want to kill Glass's son? I don't think he wanted to kill him necessarily. He didn't care. But he had to kill him so that he could get away, so that he could self-preserve. You see what I'm saying with that? Like, he doesn't care about the right thing. So there's no sense of morals.
Right.
And so lack of morals means that you do things that hurt other people and you don't care about those things. And the problem is when good people survive and try to get revenge, that's a satisfying conclusion to his arc.
Yeah. And we feel satisfaction with it too. We're like, he deserved to die. I'm glad you won, Leo.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy. It was such a struggle. Right. Which that final fight at the end is like, just.
Do you think people who murder people nowadays, do you think the loved ones should be able to get revenge if they want?
No. It's you can't judge based on emotion, and justice has to be non-emotional. I believe in it in a one-on-one, like, let's say my brother was killed. I personally would want to kill that person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, should I be allowed to legally by our system? Like, no, because society breaks down and it just, we live in beyond that. The justice system hopefully takes care of it.
Justice League will.
But yet that feeling of wanting to kill the person and get revenge is a trope, and that's where stories lie, and that's where good stories come in.
Yeah.
And lots of good movies about revenge, and this is one of them.
Oh yeah.
And then the final character I wanted to talk about with the motivations is the captain. What was his name? Did you write that down? Mm-hmm. It's played by Donald Gleason.
Yeah, Captain Henry.
Captain Henry, great character. He's the same guy who was in Force Awakens.
Lots of other movies.
He's a great actor. It's British. He cares about justice. He cares about what's right and fair among all of his men that he has to watch over. He cares about equality. He's a leader. He keeps the peace. Mediator. He's an optimist, but he's also a judge. And so when he tries to do the right thing by Glass and saying, even though Glass got attacked by a bear, that we wouldn't have survived without this man. Mm-hmm. So give him a good burial and stay with him, and I'll pay you to do it, and you should get compensated for that.
Right.
But then his Fitzgerald takes advantage of that so they can get what's his to get out of there.
Yeah.
And even at the very end at the fort, he agrees.
There's a strong interaction between Fitzgerald and Glass. When Fitzgerald's kind of fed up with waiting around, and so he comes to Glass. He's like, "Do you want me to put you out of your misery?"
Yeah.
And does Glass blink, or does he have to keep his eyes open so long?
Are we talking about Fitzgerald now?
Yeah, the interaction between Fitzgerald and Glass.
Got it.
He's like, "Blink if you want me to kill you, or end your suffering." He keeps his eyes open for a long time.
And that's a tense scene.
You gotta let me blink, dude. Like you're giving me literally no outs to you killing me. I was like, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
But that's how, and Fitzgerald thinks he's doing the right thing.
Right.
I'll end your suffering. Yeah. Just blink.
Yeah.
Just blink. All I gotta do is blink. And you can see Leo just in pain, struggling, trying to keep it like, and then finally you could see his spirit kind of just gives up, and he finally like intentionally blinks. And then I think he was saved or some like, that's when the kid
Hawk.
Oh right, Leo's son.
Hawk.
Yeah, I know that. I couldn't remember if it was him or the other guy.
No, he was calling for Jim.
Yeah, and then he comes over and saves him, and then that's when Fitzgerald kills the son because he was in the way. And you could tell that Fitzgerald felt bad about killing him in some respects, but he kind of got over it real quick.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is.
That's not good. Now what do I do?
Yeah.
All right, now I gotta wait for Jim. Gotta hide this body, which is weird. All he did was hide the body, like just over a few humps over the ground, like how did Jim not walk into the camp and be like, "Why is he dead over there?"
Yeah, but that's kind of the, I've been in like you go camping or whatever, and it's kind of like stuff that's 50 feet away is like outside the campsite. I'm not gonna go over there, so I kind of bought that.
That's true. You gotta cover up the blood trail.
Yeah, so I really like the captain's character because even at the very end, Glass survives and he's like, "Okay, Glass, you need to like rest or whatever," and Glass says, "No, I want to go after him. I've got him trapped. He just doesn't know it yet." And the captain says, "All right, I'm gonna help you in your like this. That's the right thing to do. Let's both go out."
Right.
And he actually dies. He gets killed. Fitzgerald kills him, and so the captain in some way has like a tragic story of trying to do the right thing, and gets killed for it unfairly, and in pursuit to help our main character.
Yep.
So,
what a noob though. He should have been riding around with his gun already out. Like just riding around looking for someone who has lethal intent. You're just gonna be like, well, if he gets the jump on me, I guess I just die. No.
Yeah. He's an optimist. He even until
Come
the very
in with
end.
me. I bring you to justice. Follow. Yeah. Just walk behind me. I'll lead you into town.
Yeah. He
a little naive, but everyone was naive at that
optimistically
time. Optimistically
naive.
All children. They're all so young.
Yeah. the whole movie builds up to the final act. They show Glass like hunting, and at the very end of the movie, he ends up hunting and tracking the bad guy down, which is an awesome like. Listen, I've got nothing left.
I love the decoy.
Yeah.
I love the decoy move that he used.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that tree for?
So yeah, it's.
What did he get that dead branch for? And then it transitions to just a different scene. I was like, oh, okay, well, we just don't find out what the tree's for.
Yeah.
And then you see it in the body.
What he does is he props up the dead body of the captain, has Tom Hardy shoot him from afar,
Thinking it's Glass.
and then run up to the dead body, and then that's when Glass, who's hidden, pops out and shoots him, and then chases him down, and they finally have the final knife fight, which is awesome. So well shot.
Knife and axe fight.
Yeah.
And that was off his finger.
I love that they didn't. No shaky cam, no like. They showed you everything, and the special effects. They were actually chopping off fingers and stabbing, and yeah, it was a great
Brutal.
final.
Brutal.
Very very brutal.
The whole movie is brutal.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Brutal and raw. Like catching a fish and just fucking breaking it. Nope.
He looked so hungry. Like he looked like he was dying.
Yeah. And he did that. He actually went into the river, caught this fish, learned how to do it, and ate it.
Yeah.
And then has to keep a straight face while he's like, alright, cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Good actor.
Yeah.
Really did it.
I mean, you could pay me less than $1 million and I'd do that. So
Yeah.
next time.
Would you do it if you got an Academy Award?
The Revenant 2, starring Corey Montoya. Budget $2 million. He only got $20,000. I'm happy.
I'll take it. You roll up in a Lambo.
I rented this for 1 hour, so let's get this over with.
We really liked the camera work, as we've described. We really liked the landscapes, beautiful landscapes that they used.
No.
Didn't
I don't like
it.
those landscapes.
You
I
don't
don't want to be in the fucking cold Wyoming mountains.
Yeah, but you like watching on screen.
Yeah, in the comfort of my own warm ass home.
Well, I like that part
I
about
guess
it.
it's temperate home. Sorry, it's not
Yeah,
hot in here.
it's an apartment.
Warm ass temperate apartment.
Home is where the heart is. Built tension really well with the blinking scene, the chasing through the snow, the silent, the forest, kind of the bare trees, all of that played into it.
Bare trees.
Yeah, meaning that just the forest, they had some, the fact that you're trudging through the snow and the trees are barren made for a really good shot.
Oh, I see. There's
Just
no
stuff I'm jotting down.
foliage to lessen the shot. You can see further. There's more depth to the shot because there's no foliage blocking.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then at the last second, Glass, right before he kills Tom Hardy, is thinking about it, kind of remembers that, like, oh, revenge is not on you to take. And so he actually spares Tom Hardy's life and lets him go to the river, and he floats down where the Indians, the chief figure, ends up skinning him and killing him. So he kind of, at the last second, lets go of his
Scalping
revenge.
him.
Yeah.
If he skinned him, that would have been a little bit
Scalped
longer
him.
of a process.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really like that he lets go. That's the character. In every movie, you want your main character to have a point of changing and growing. That was his moment of the whole movie's hunting. He's surviving. He's hunting him down. Last second, lets go of his revenge, and it's a good character. That's all I've got on that movie. What do you rate it?
I haven't thought about this actually. I didn't give it a rating right when we were done like I normally do. I kind of trolled you in my answer. I was like, 1 out of 5. Out of 10. Probably give it a 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. Pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I would say it's probably long looking back on it. I fell asleep.
You literally fell asleep.
But
yeah.
it was also midnight on a work day. So.
It was closer to 1 a.m.
Yeah.
on a Thursday night.
Right.
We have work the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We finished it up.
I felt that.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah. But, watching the last 30 minutes was awesome. The next day you're refreshed, ready to go.
Right.
Shoot a pod.
Go win some magic.
Yep. Did pretty well, right? You did? Yeah.
Easy.
Good. You top 8'd, right?
Easy. First time playing the deck. I kept saying that after I'd beat someone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the first time I played this. It's I feel like it's really good.
There's a Rakdos.
A little bit salt in the wound.
A little bit of, it was a Rakdos sacrifice deck.
Mm-hmm.
Magic the Gathering. Great game.
Some
Great
good
player.
Good synergy in there.
Good synergy. There's some good cards in there. They all work together.
The only time I misplayed was in the first game, and I learned my lesson for the rest of the night. So.
Anything else you want to say about the Revenant before we wrap this up?
Why should people watch this movie?
People should watch this movie if... Not everybody should watch this movie. You should watch this movie if you can actually just sit and let yourself live through the movie.
So don't take a step back from that question. Answer from in here.
You should watch it because it's beautiful art. It's a piece of art. It's... When you look at a landscape painting, if that makes you feel good and there's something beautiful about American landscape, I wonder what the culture's like. I wonder what the people living through this is like. That's what you get out of this movie, is hard, harshened people fighting through man versus nature, man versus man with the revenge. If you like just really good artwork of the cinematography, you will like this movie. And that's who it's meant for. It's not meant for if you want fast, It's really good in today's society where everything's so quick, just to relax, just let yourself go into the movie and really appreciate it.
I only think you should watch this movie if you're like feeling hot. Because you watch this movie, you'll get real cold.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you'll get like chills and stuff.
Okay.
Watching the wind and the snow and just imagining yourself getting into a
Oh, that'd be cold as shit, dude.
frozen river. Like, oh, I'm getting shivers. Why am I?
Yeah. Yeah. Shouldn't watch this movie if you're queasy. No way. There's a lot of blood and guts and...
No. I wouldn't say that. Like, a movie like Red Sparrow is more queasy. Like, there's a torture scene in that where they literally take like a skin peeler mechanism from Russia and they fucking like run it on someone's back. And you just see it peel like a potato peeler.
Yikes.
You're just like, oh, and the reactions, of course, by actors are like, ah, and you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Or like Casino Royale, you're sitting in a chair with no bottom, and this guy's going, boom, and he says, ah, and he makes a joke. I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Balls of steel.
I'm excited about that. What's the new James Bond movie?
25.
No Time Left to Die?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. I'm so excited about that. It's going to be Bond 25. Yeah, 007.
007. Daniel Craig.
I think it's the last one he's going to be in.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Is that prediction or
no?
that's
I think that's
informed?
I think I read that. Yeah, I think he's done. He's getting up there in age.
That's true.
But still, he's one of the best Bonds.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what movie can we tell our one viewer to look forward to next?
I want to see Birdman.
Okay.
I want to review that. Would you review that?
Maybe. I'd have to watch it.
Okay.
We'll watch it and we'll see if I like it. But we still have 20 other movies on the list.
What about There Will Be Blood? Another slow-ish movie.
Maybe.
What about Baby Driver?
I would probably do that one.
Baby Driver's
It's a little
awesome.
bit more modern. It's kind of like a
Good music.
side show of our show so far.
Yeah. Mad Max Fury Road.
I think we should do that one next.
We want to do the monochrome. The black and white version.
Yeah.
Special edition. for this, we want to try to talk about special editions of movies. So for Sucker Punch, we should have done the extended edition, the rated R version. We want to do like we did the extended edition for Hateful Eight, because we've seen the movies already. We want to watch the director's cuts.
Right. Give us all that extra stuff that you can.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, we'll do that in 2049.
Okay. Stay tuned. 29 years from now. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, any of those?
No.
Okay. Django?
Maybe.
What do you want to watch?
Interstellar.
Okay. Absolutely.
Dead Space.
Do you have anything that's... No, Dead Space is a video game.
No, that's what we had. Dead Space.
Okay.
Sorry.
Death Proof. You should watch that.
Planet Terror. How about Matrix Revolutions or Ben-Hur? Or what about Hellsing or Reservoir Dogs?
Those are all great ideas. Those are some of my favorite.
Right, well, we just gave them a whole lot of nothing. So on that note, thanks for tuning in.
You always say some dumb shit at the end, so go ahead and say it.
Anal.